Hey guys, welcome back to Journey with Rebecca. My name is Rebecca, and I have not been shy on my journey and sharing with you about the struggles that I've had with my weight loss. It's been seemingly a lifelong journey for me of just struggling to lose weight, and I made a commitment to myself this year that I was actually going to do it. I was going to stick with it. I was going to lose the weight. And I've been super, uber successful in doing that so far this year. I want to share what I've done to lose 30 pounds in 5 months. I'm going to try to keep this short and sweet and to the point. I do have notes. I've made a list of all the things that I thought were really important to share if you are on the struggle bus as well. They're not particularly in any sort of order. They're just all things that I've done to actually lose the weight. Now, I'm not done yet. I still have more weight to lose. I don't know how much more. I guess I'll know when I get there. But I just wanted to share how it's gone so far. So, in no particular order, well, I guess this thing is in order. Come up with a goal. Come up with a goal that you want to reach. This year I said I wanted to lose 20 pounds by June. I did that in March, and since then I re-upped the goal and said I want to lose 30 pounds by June, which is something I was able to do. So come up with that and then break that goal down into smaller goals if you need to. I had daily non-negotiables that I said, these are the things that I'm going to do every single day, and I'm not going to waver from them no matter how hard it is and no matter how much I just don't want to. So I was drinking a certain amount of water each day. I was walking 6 miles every day, which I know seems like a lot, and yes, it is a lot. I really wasn't working much this year. I have a seasonal job, and so I had the time to dedicate to that. But if you don't have the time to dedicate to 6 miles a day, don't do 6 miles a day. Get a certain step count in. Make sure that you're being active each hour. That's the other thing too. Come up with a plan that works for you, because what works for me might not necessarily work for you as well. But I made that goal of walking 6 miles a day, and I made sure that I stuck to it no matter what. I probably had, from the beginning of 2024 until the end of May, I probably had 2 or 3 days where I didn't reach my goal. But out of 5 months, I walked 6+ miles every single day. Even on vacation, and on days on vacation when it was the end of the day and hadn't had my 6 miles in, my kids went and walked with me because they were like, we're proud of you for making a goal, sticking with it, and so they made sure that I reached my goal. But that's going to be something that's super important. You're going to have days that you're not going to want to do it. Just do it anyways. You'll feel better for it. And one of the other things I did was I tracked all of my food, and I weighed everything, and I counted every calorie that I consumed, which is a lot of work. So I use, along with that, I use a fitness tracking device, which has been, until March was really great, and then it stopped working, and I really was very dependent on, I was using a Fitbit. I was very dependent on the Fitbit to use the app to log all of my calories, scan all the food that I was eating, and keeping track of things that way. But I was also dependent upon it to let me know that I did in fact reach my goal of 6 miles a day, and it stopped working, and it was very, very frustrating. It's still, after many phone calls and actually getting a new device, it's still not working properly, which has been really frustrating. So get yourself a fitness tracking device that is actually going to be reliable, because that was huge for me, and it was huge to not have something like that was actually working. Get yourself a scale. You will be surprised at how little an ounce of food actually is, and you think that you're eyeballing and you're doing an okay job, and that's how you're actually overeating and consuming calories. So yes, it is very tedious to weigh everything and to measure everything out and to track every single thing, but I know that it has been one of the key things that has made me successful in this journey. one of the ways that I got my 6 miles in every day was by walking. I did a ton of walking, and I actually started walking last year at the end of the year when my seasonal job had ended and I was trying to keep myself busy and focused and motivated. I was walking 10 plus miles a day, but I wasn't losing any weight. And I'm like, well, how is it even possible that you could walk 10 miles a day and not lose any weight? And that's because I hadn't been tracking any of the food that I was eating. So I was thinking that I wasn't eating a lot of calories, but I actually was. So you can find calorie counters and calculators online where you can put in your weight and your goal and then see how much that you're supposed to be consuming each day. So go ahead and do yourself a favor and do that so you know how much you should be eating each day. Change things based on your needs. It's June now. I spent the first 5 months of the year walking the 6 miles, and I have proven to myself that that is something that I can do. And I have changed my goals and added other things into my routine now so that I don't have to, it was hard. It is hard to walk 6 miles a day every single day. So I have changed some of my goals based on my needs, and I do work a very physically demanding job where I'm on my feet all of the time, and I walk way more than 6 miles a day now, regardless of what the fitness tracker does or does not say, because it's not accurate. But so change things based on your needs. Find an exercise that you like, which is where I was headed in the first place. I was walking all the time. I got myself a walking pad. Actually, I lied. My husband got it for me. I sent it to him and I said, I would really like to get one of these to help me along my journey. And it literally was at my door the next day. He ordered it for me. So it was very sweet of him. And I use the walking pad all the time to make sure that I'm getting my exercise in. And another thing is, do your exercise right away first thing in the morning, because it is way easier to do first thing in the morning when your brain's not fully awake yet and you can kind of talk yourself into it than it is when it's the end of the day, you've had a super long day and you just don't want to anymore, because as soon as you sit on the couch, you're not doing it. I speak from experience. So get it done first thing in the morning if you can. So if you hate walking, don't walk. Find something else that you love to do. Another thing that I did was hula hoop. I love hula hooping. It's super easy and fun to do. You can just stand in front of your TV and hula hoop, and I can hula hoop for hours, and it's a really good exercise and it burns a ton of calories. So find something that you love to do, or even just like to do. You don't have to love it. You have to like it, and you don't want to hate it. I hate running. I would never choose running as a form of exercise that I was going to say, this is something I'm going to do every day, because I absolutely hate it. But walking, I'll walk all day long. So just find something that you like to do. Once I was consistent in losing weight each month, I started adding strength training into my routine, because I was noticing that, okay, I've lost this weight now, and I've got like parts of me that are just loose skin because I'm getting saggy now. So my goal right now is to focus more on the strength training. So like I said, I'm not doing the 6+ miles every day, but once I'm back at work full time, 5 days a week, I'll be walking a ridiculous amount. So I won't have to worry about that. So the strength training is really helping. I'm working that into my routine each week to tone my body up, because part of me feels like I look funny now because I've lost all this weight and I just sort of feel deflated, which is a weird feeling. Like, obviously the goal is to lose weight and look better, but it's weird to be in this new body that I'm still getting used to now. Another thing you should absolutely do every day is to weigh yourself every single day. Invest in a scale that's going to work for you, and weigh at the same time every single day, preferably first thing in the morning, naked. So you have a base of, where you're starting from and where you're going to go. Do it every single day, and don't get discouraged when your weight fluctuates. This is not a linear journey. You're going to go up and you're going to go down, and you're going to have days where you're perfect on your diet and your exercise, and you're going to get on the scale the next morning and it's going to go up 2 pounds, and you're going to be like, how on earth did this happen? And I can't tell you how many times that has happened, and it's still happening to me. It's just part of the journey. But weigh yourself consistently so that you know you're making progress. Yes, there's going to be days that you're going to go up and you're going to go down, but from week to week, you're going to find that either you're down from the beginning of the week, or you're up and you need to make adjustments in your plan. I reviewed every single month how the month went. So I would write down my starting weight at the beginning of the month, and then I would review at the end of the month my end weight for the month, and then I would review, did I reach the goal that I set in place for myself that month? And most months I surpassed that goal. And I'll be honest with you, May had to been a difficult month for me, and I actually started May weighing I ended May weighing half a pound more than I did when I started May, and it was really discouraging. But you know what? I stopped walking 6 miles every day. I stopped counting and tracking all of my calories. I stopped weighing my food, and that is a direct result of all of the things that I stopped doing. And so I've taken a look at June. I've reset. I've refocused my goals, and I'll continue from there. So don't get discouraged when things aren't going your way. This isn't something that's going to happen overnight. This is a long process. And yes, I have come pretty far in losing 30 pounds in 5 months, but I still have a long ways to go. And it doesn't just end once I reach my goal. I still have to maintain and keep up with the exercise and the dieting. And that's another thing too. I didn't restrict the things that I ate. If I wanted pizza, I would eat pizza, but you can't eat pizza every day, and you've got to make adjustments in your food calorie intake so that, maybe you were down a certain day, so then you could eat more the next day, but you have to be conscious about that. So, the journey just doesn't end once I've met my goal. It's about maintaining after that. So this really is a lifelong thing, and it's taken me a really long time to get that. And I don't know why. I don't know what it is. I've always said, it doesn't ever stick for me, and I feel like I've finally got a hold on it this time. And I kept saying, I kept comparing it to my journey in sobriety. So I'm an alcoholic. I've been sober for almost 3 years, and I kept saying, how come I can maintain my sobriety? And for the most part, it's pretty easy for me. I do have my bad days, but then on the other hand, I struggle so badly with my weight loss and just being consistent. And so I've changed my frame of mind to think of it as, if I can do the sobriety thing, I can do the weight loss and the maintaining journey as well. I hope these tips really help you. I know that a lot of you have struggled the same way I do, because you've reached out to me in previous videos that I've made and said that you have the same struggles as well. So I hope that by sharing part of my journey with you and the success that I've had, that it gives you hope that you can do it as well. And I really hope that you can follow through and find the success that I have found as well. I really appreciate you taking time out of your day to watch this video, spend time with me, hear my story and my journey, and I hope that you can go out and make yourself a success as well. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share, and I will see you guys soon. P.S. 30-day challenges are great. I've done a lot of them. I never followed through with anything other than 30 days. So ultimately I didn't get any further results than what I did for those 30 days for the most part. So remember that this is a lifelong journey. And also I kept old pictures of me around that really helped motivate me, because looking back now, and even looking back at some of my older previous videos, I get a really good perspective of what I looked like then versus what I look like now, and it was a huge motivator.